Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Kassandra. This is Trauma Informed Yoga. Today, we're going to do a little Ashtanga based warrior series. So, we're going to start pretty slow, warm ourselves up, and then just move into some standing warriors. So, let's go ahead and begin lying down on our back. Go ahead and get to your back, however feels comfortable for you. Maybe beginning with the soles of the feet on the earth. Maybe tuck your pelvis a little bit. Feel your lower back on the earth. You can take the hands behind the head, like you're looking up at the stars. Or you can just let your head rest down. So whatever feels comfortable for you here. Maybe taking the feet a bit wider, heels are out, toes are in, and just allowing your knees to rest against one another. Hands can be grounded here on the earth. Hands can be on heart and belly, so it's just up to you. And if your hands are on your body, just notice the sensation. Maybe you can feel the temperature change. Maybe your hands are cold like mine and I can feel them on my skin. And just notice the pressure where your hands are placed on your body. Go ahead, and when you're ready, start tuning in to the sound of your breath. Maybe not changing it yet. Noticing the quality of your breath. Maybe you're breathing shallowly or deeply. Maybe you can feel your hands moving up and down on your chest or your belly as you take an inhale. So the invitation here is to breathe deeply and slowly throughout our practice, with the exhale being about a beat or two longer than the inhale. When we do that, we're signaling to our nervous system that we can rest, we can calm down, that we are safe. Maybe you want to take a moment to look around your room with your eyes open, just noticing that you are safe, that there is no imminent danger. If there were, you would not be here practicing yoga maybe with us today. So throughout the practice, the eyes can stay open if that feels good. You can also close them down whenever you're ready. All right, so let's just begin when you're ready with a little bit of side to side movement with the knees. So drop both knees over to the left, then both knees over to the right. You're just going to move a little bit here, left and right, just massaging the lower back, the glutes. Hands can be wherever is comfortable. So maybe here you want to come back to center. Let's keep our left leg planted on the earth and hug our right knee into our chest. So if you can't reach your knee, you can always have a yoga strap and lace it around your shin here. So left foot can stay planted on the earth. You can take your left leg up and draw some circles with your ankle. And you can also send it out nice and long. This is just going to deepen the stretch. You can draw some circles with your right ankle. Just noticing if you started holding your breath as soon as we started moving and stretching. Maybe inhaling for a count of 4, and then exhaling for a count of 5 or 6. When you're ready, we're just very slowly going to switch sides. So maybe you want to place the sole of your right foot to the earth and then hug the left knee in. Remember, interlace with fingers or a strap. Maybe take the right leg up. Draw some circles with your right ankle. Maybe flexing and pointing, feeling into your right calf. And maybe sending that leg long if that stretch feels good for you. Really hugging the left leg into the chest. Drawing circles with the All right, so wherever you are here, we're just going to send the left leg out long as well. Stretch your arms up above your head. Nice good morning stretch. And then however you want, we are going to make it onto hands and knees. So you can turn over to your side. Press up into a tabletop position. All right, so we're going to spread our fingers nice and wide. Knees are under hips. So instead of looking up and kind of arching, let's look just a few inches in front of your fingertips. Pull the belly up in towards the spine. And we're going to look over our right shoulder at our right foot. And then look over your left shoulder at your left foot. So you don't actually have to look at the foot if you can't quite make it, or just stretching left and right. So oftentimes here, we get into a cat-cow situation and we forget to stretch our sides. So let's focus on that a little bit. And when you're ready, we're going to tuck our toes under and take a downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under, spread the fingers wide, grip with the fingertips, and then send the hips up and back. So you might need to step your feet in a little bit. All right, so from here, you're just gonna wiggle side to side like we were doing on the floor. So maybe taking both heels over to the right, toes to the left. Feel the stretch in the left side body. And just moving side to side nice and slowly. So your goal here is to keep that long, deep breathing. Maybe dropping the chin towards the chest and the head down. You can come back to center. Your feet are about hip width apart. We're going to come up onto tippy toes and then heels down towards the earth. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, we'll come up onto tippy toes. Exhale, back down. Inhaling up, finding your own pace. If this doesn't feel good, just go ahead and take a moment, set your knees down. If your wrists are hurting, we're about to come off of them. So one more inhale up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, heels toward the earth. We're going to walk our hands back to meet our feet, so nice and slowly. We're in a forward fold. So if it's hard for you to reach the earth here, you're just going to get a block. Okay, maybe you want it on its lowest setting here, maybe medium, maybe high, so whatever feels good. All right, and so that just brings the earth up closer to you. All right, so let's go ahead and forward fold. Micro bend at the knees. Feel the earth under your feet, under your hands or your block. And so if you want to here, you can grab your elbows and take a little rag doll. So drop your chin down to your chest. We're going to alternate bending and swaying. So just bend one knee, sway to that opposite side, and then bend the other and sway. Inhaling for a count of 4. Exhaling for a count of 6. Maybe keeping the eyes open, noticing that your environment is safe. Lifting the toes and placing them back down. Really feeling all 4 corners of the feet grounded on the earth. And when you're ready, we're going to take our hands to our hips. So don't come up to standing quite yet. You're just going to hold here with your hands on your hips, and we're going to come halfway up. So inhale, halfway lift here. Just hold halfway. If you want, you can take your hands to your thighs, bend your knees a little bit, send your tush back. You can pull your shoulders up, back, and down like you're trying to touch your shoulder blades. Okay. If you want to take an extra fold here, we're just going to fold back down and do that a couple times. So inhale, halfway lift. Hands can be on blocks here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands are on hips. And then exhale, we're going to come all the way up to standing. So let's just hold here for a moment. Hands are on your hips. Feel the ground under your feet. Release the palms. We're going to really reach around the sides of our body all the way up. Palms meet above. Then exhale, hands to heart center. All right. So from here, we're going to move into our warrior series. So let's start with our hands on our hips. We're going to step our left foot forward. So you might be able to kind of just lunge quite forward and get a nice lunge in. And if you can't, that's okay. You're just going to do it slowly. So step forward until you make it into your warrior 1. So in warrior 1, your back heel is down. Okay, but the hips are still kind of trying to be forward. So if you think about your hip points here, kind of like headlights of a car, you want them to be forward. So a lot of people don't like warrior 1. They like to keep that back heel off the ground and stay in a high lunge. Completely up to you. Okay, so for our warrior series, I am going to keep my back heel down. Inhale, your hands are either going to stay on your hips, come to your heart, they can come up. You can interlace them behind your back and open your heart. So we're just going to breathe here. So just coming back to the inhale and the exhale. So now that we are standing, we have a little bit more movement. You might notice that the breath became a little bit shorter. So we're just going to go back, reaching our goal of inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 6. So we're holding this posture. If your leg really becomes fatigued, just straighten your front leg and then come back down when you feel ready. Inhaling here and exhaling. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. So now we're going to open up to a warrior 2. All right, so we just open our hips to the side. I'm going to heel toe my front foot a little bit and my back foot. So my left heel is kind of going through the middle of my right foot. So hands can kind of be out here to the side if that feels good. If not, hands on hips, hands at prayer. You can also, excuse me, interlace the hands again and then open the chest. So whatever feels good for you here. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 6. Your focal point is past the 3rd finger on the left. And just noticing what you see. I see leaves blowing in the wind outside. Maybe just taking note of what you see around your room. And then just settling your gaze. One more breath, inhale. And then exhale, we're going to reverse our warrior. So we are going to flip our left hand up, legs stay where they are, right hand comes down to right leg, left arm comes up and back, and we're just going to lean and stretch our side, left side. So if your left thigh is killing you, you can straighten it. Maybe circling the left wrist up here. Feeling your feet grounded beneath you. Maybe stretching back a little bit more. Inhale back to warrior 2. Pause. So maybe you want to stay here in warrior 2 or try. I'm blanking on the name of this warrior. You're going to interlace your hands behind your back, open your chest up wide, and then you're just going to dive forward like you're trying to touch your left shoulder to your left knee. So if you want to challenge your balance, you're going to close your eyes here, dropping your chin to your chest. Just breathing. And if this doesn't feel good, just come back to any of the warriors we just did or any other poses that feel good to you. Come back to listening to the inhalation and the exhalation. And on your next exhale, we're going to come all the way back up. Warrior 2. And then we're going to shift back to our warrior 1. Hands can come up. And then we're going to move into warrior 3. So it might be easier to start with your hands on your hips. We're going to spring off the back leg. So we are balancing, we're going to spring off the right leg. We're going to be balancing on the left leg. So just go ahead and kick off a little bit. Get your balance. Whoa. Point or flex the back toes. Hands can stay on hips or come to prayer. So your hips, you want to be shining down towards the earth. Right heel up towards the sky. Just a few breaths here. Feel the warmth in your body. One more breath. And we're going to come back into our warrior 1. Exhale, open it up, straighten your front leg. All right. Let's take a little break from that front leg. So stretch your arms up and we're going to forward fold. You might have a block in front of you. Okay, if you can't quite reach the ground or maybe this stretch just feels good. So heels are out, toes are in, nice flat back. So maybe this is as far as you go today. No problem. Pull the navel in toward the spine. So we're engaging the core. protecting the lower back. Maybe it feels good just to go ahead and release down. Maybe you grab a hold of the backs of your thighs, your calves, your ankles, your heels, just pulling your chest towards your legs. Let's breathe here. Let's go ahead and place our hands under our face. Let's take the left hand under the face. Right hand comes to lower back. And we're just going to twist open to the right. You can have a block under your left hand if you want to here. So maybe this feels good. Maybe you take your right hand up towards the sky. Rotate the wrist. If you want to go for a bind, you can interlace your right hand around to the inside of the left thigh. And then just stretch here. You can release and drop down. Or you can just continue to twist your body. So right shoulder up towards the sky. Gentle with the face and the neck. You might just want to look down or to the side if you feel some tweakiness there. Inhaling for a count of 4. Exhaling for a count of 6. On your exhale, go ahead and release down. Back into your forward fold, and we're going to switch sides. So inhale, halfway lift. Right hand comes under the face. Left hand comes to lower back. So just start here, see how it feels. Go ahead and twist open to the left. Maybe you take your left arm up to the sky. Circle out the left wrist. And then if you would like to take a bind, you're going to reach for the inside of the right thigh. So whatever feels good here. Just notice what your body is asking for and honor that. Shining the left shoulder up towards the sky. One more breath. On your exhale, release down. This is our final forward fold in this pose. Just take a couple of breaths. Maybe you want to shake the head, yes and no, releasing any tension in the neck. So we are going to change our footing here. So toes are going to go out a bit and heels are going to come in. We're going to come up to horse pose. So go ahead and get your heels in a little bit, toes out a little bit. Hands are going to come to hips. And then very slowly we're going to come up. Okay, so we're just going to take our time. Start with your legs straight, and then we're going to dip down. So come up. Maybe press into your heels, press your hips forward. Exhale, come back down. So if you want to, arms can come up and down, or you can just stay in cactus arms here. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Exhale down into your horse pose, maybe trying to lift your toes up off the earth. Hands can come to prayer. You can also bring the hands to the inner thighs, the knees, And then I like to dip my left shoulder down, twist up and over to the right, kind of like what we were just doing. Exhale back to center and then twist over to the left. Drop the right shoulder down. We're kind of pressing into the inner right thigh, opening and just twisting our sides. So go ahead and take that again if that felt good. Breathing. There's no rush. There's nowhere else to be, so take your time. All right, let's inhale back to center. Then exhale, come all the way up, straighten the legs. All right, so we're gonna take our warrior series to the other side. So go ahead and twist your body over to the right. Okay, back left heel is down for your warrior one, or up if you like a high lunge instead. We can start with hands on the hips. And then we're going to bend deeply into the front knee. So here, hands can come to prayer. They can come behind and interlaced, or just up towards the sky. Whatever feels good for you. Just feeling the earth under your feet. And just noticing how this side is different. Maybe looking up. And if you're feeling safe, maybe closing your eyes and challenging your balance. On your next exhale, we're going to open up into our warrior two. All right, so back heel is kicked out a bit. Right leg is bent. Just looking through the third finger, finding your drishti, your focal point. If you need to straighten the front leg, go ahead and do that now. Listen to your body. Flip your right palm, reverse your warrior. Maybe dipping your head back or keeping it up. Maybe circling your wrist here. Coming back up to your warrior two, interlacing your hands behind your back. I feel like this is called peaceful warrior, but I also feel like I'm wrong. So we're going to dip our body forward like we're trying to touch our right shoulder to our right knee, dropping our head down. Really raising your arms up and over your head if you can, if there's mobility in your shoulder. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 6. Just straightening with that leg when you need to. On your next exhale, coming back up to our warrior one. When you're ready, we're going to shift forward. Maybe hands come on hips to our warrior 3. So maybe take a couple of steps to get there. I need to straighten my leg real quick. That side was tougher for me. All right, so your left hip, the front of your left hip is trying to face the earth. Point or flex the left foot. Hands can be in prayer. Just breathing. Just noticing where the mind is going to when things get hard. Can you focus on the breath? All right, coming back to your warrior one on your exhale, taking your time. Opening back up, 5-pointed star. So really reaching the arms open. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to blocks, to the legs, to the earth. Shaking the head out. Inhale, halfway lift. Your back is a tabletop. Tuck the chin, looking down at the earth. Exhale, deepen your fold. Just noticing the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bringing your hands to your hips. We're going to come all the way up to standing. Nice flat back. All the way up. All right. So let's go ahead and end with a couple of standing cat-cows. So hands come up. We're going to cactus the arms. Okay, so for standing cat-cows, we're just going to be arching and flexing the spine. So inhale like you're trying to touch your elbows in front of you. Then exhale, opening up. I did that wrong. Exhale, touching the elbows. Inhale, opening up. All right, that's better. Feet are about hip width apart. You're just going to take this flow, bending at the knees, feeling the earth holding you beneath you. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, flexing in. Last one. Let's close with our hands at heart. We are in our mountain pose, just standing nice and tall. Maybe lifting the toes, feeling the four corners of the feet on the earth, feeling the pressure in your chest where your thumbs are touching. Maybe just taking a slight bow of the head. Possibly setting an intention for your day. I am present. I am calm and relaxed. I am patient. Anything that resonates with you. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day.